Can you tell a story how you entered the esports arena or how I got into esports? I just basically I started a YouTube channel when I was in university. Basically, I started playing CSGO and then I started failing my classes. Okay, before that, I uninstalled all games from my computer so I could focus on school because I couldn't balance them. And then when CSGO came out, I was like a better student, so I was like, oh, okay, I can balance it now. I'll play some CSGO. I miss Counter-Strike because I used to play 1.6. And then I started playing CSGO and it was trash. I uninstalled it. I was like, oh, back then it was so bad. I started playing CSGO. I uninstalled it. I reinstalled it after a year or so. And then when the skins, the arms deal update came to CSGO in 2013, I was like, okay, I think this game is going to be really big. So I made a YouTube channel and I was like, okay, either I need to quit this game or make money from this game somehow. Or I just got to quit this game and just focus on school because I need to be more deliberate about how I spend my time in my life. That was the conversation I had with myself. And then I got a whiteboard out and I started counting all my subs on YouTube. 10 subs one day, 10 subs another day. Post on Reddit did well. Another post. I have a picture of the whiteboard somewhere. Up to a couple thousand subs. I was like, oh my God. I'm huge. Still make it $0 off ad revenue. I started to become a little bit more known for posting my YouTube content. And back then, the YouTube content was KZ tutorials because I used to sit in this server called House of Climb. And back then, no one knew how to KZ. And I'd sit in the server and I would walk people through the maps one at a time. Beginning to end. Here's how you play power block. This is how you do this jump. This makes strafing easier. This is how you whatever. And I was like, man, I need to be more efficient here. If I just make a video explaining how to do this, I won't have to walk everyone through every single map every day. And I mean, I loved it. It was fun. Like, hang out, talk to people, meet people. KZ is super good community, so I was happy to do it. But I was like, it'd be much more efficient to make a video tutorial. So then I made the video tutorials for KZ, then post to Reddit. They do well on Reddit. Then I started making some other kinds of content, uploading gameplay and shit. I based my channel around a couple of people. On one of them was Purge from Dota. How he uploaded like a game a day basically in Dota. And to do something similar to that. After that, one of my friends was like, I was like, I need to be more known basically. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to make a career out of this. And one of my friends said that I should try to cast. I was studying philosophy. So one of my friends said I should try to cast because it wasn't in my personality. If you go watch my videos from back then, I was so like closed off. I really wasn't comfortable front of a camera or anything like that. So someone was like, one of my friends was like, you should try casting. See, you have the voice. So I tried. I was really bad. I was so bad. But I did it, and then I did it for CSGO for a bit, and then some of you may know, but first person I ever really casted with was Sato Kissed. Will, thank you for the sub.
How many times this gonna pop up this month?
And then basically what happened was I responded to a thread from Sato Kissed on ESEA. He was also a newer caster at the time. It was way back, like 2013. But Sato Kiss was already casting for ESEA. So the online matches for ESEA. So he was already one of the bigger casters. And he said, he made a post on ESEA forums. He's from Nova Scotia. I was from Toronto. And he said, I'm looking for a Canadian caster to cast with me at LAN ETS, the biggest local LAN tournament in Canada, LAN ETS. It was in Quebec. And it was for free. They gave us food vouchers and a ticket for the megabus. It's like $1 ride megabus and $39 back or something like that. They paid for that, but they didn't have a hotel. And they just said, if you want to cast, looking for a Canadian caster to come out and kind of volunteer to cast with me at LAN ETS. I said, okay. I saw the post on ESEA. My friend showed it to me. I made a YouTube video, private, out there somewhere, I don't know where, of me casting one half of a game by myself. It was horrible. I was basically just talking and It sounded really bad. I wasn't thinking about my voice or, you know, any of my technique. I was basically just doing bad analysis for an entire half, and it was monotone. And I sent it off to Sadokist. I said, here it is. What do you think? Can I come cast with you? I'm Canadian. I want to be a caster. I had made some YouTube videos, you know, so I thought I had a little bit of an edge at least. I was somewhat known. It's like, okay, maybe. And Sadokist said, well, you're a shit caster, but you have a good voice. I said, I'll take it. I went to Montreal on the Megabus. Coldest place in the world, by the way. Montreal in February. Easily top 5 coldest, windiest place in the world. Horrible. I had packed a pillow to come to this event because they didn't have hotels for us at LAN ETS in Montreal where I was casting with Sadokist. And it was a volunteer event in the school, in a technical school. So I packed a pillow for myself. And then we found out we had to sleep in the classroom floor at the school. So we slept on the classroom floor, and I'll never forget. And they gave us two food stamps for a hot dog to buy at LAN ETS while we were there. We could buy 2 hot dogs a day to eat. It was a 3-day event. And we slept on the classroom floor upstairs. Everybody else was just at their LAN computers downstairs. Bring your own PC. I'll never forget. I gave Sadokist my pants to sleep on because I packed a pillow, but he didn't. So I gave him my pants to use as a pillow, my jeans. And we didn't shower for 3 days while we casted this whole event. And I mean, the big irony about casting back then was it was for less money and longer days. We had to cast, we had to wake up at 6 a.m., I think, and cast at like 7:30 a.m., something like that. And then cast for, we had to cast until the middle of the night because there were so many tech delays. It was a double elimination bracket. It was really bad teams, right? It was just all new teams. It was actually the first event that Shroud ever played. I casted Shroud's first ever LAN match with Sadokist. And yeah, it was a long fucking thing. And then while we were there in the chat, there was somebody from CSGO. It was an old league from back then. And he said, hey, do you want to come work for CSGO? And I said, yeah, sure. I didn't want to work for ESEA back then because of the whole, there was like that whole Bitcoin scandal where they were mining Bitcoin on the computer a long time ago, back in the LP Kane days or whatever. They were using people's GPUs to like mine Bitcoin one day, and they said, it's a prank, and it was just, it left a bad taste in my mouth. But that was a long time ago, of course. But at the time, it was a pretty big deal, I thought. So I was like, you know what, I don't really want to work with ESEA at this point, and I don't really mention it or make it a big deal, but that's just kind of how I felt. So I went with CSGO. And then the first LAN I did after that, the first real LAN, was the MLG Columbus North American Minor. So for the 2016 major, me and Joey, who casted at CSGO at the time, went to go do the MLG Columbus NA Minors. And then from there, or sorry, I'm getting the order of events wrong here. I think I went Ohio for that event. And then I got asked to do a DreamHack. Mark Winter emailed me to come to do DreamHack in DreamHack Austin.
Perfect.
And then in DreamHack Austin, while I was there, Mark Winter asked if I wanted to do the European minor in in Tours, France. And I said, of course I do, but I have to be back in America in a week. I remember I told Mark Winter that we could go, even though I actually couldn't because I had to be back to do the North American minor for MLG in a week. So I just lied. I just said like yes, and then I went to Joey after. I was like, we have to figure this out. I was like, that's it. We just got to figure this out because there's no way we can skip this. I had actually never been to Europe at this point, so as of course something we were just gonna figure this out basically. And then yeah, that's how I got into casting. That's kind of how I got into esports at all. and the casting. Yeah, that's the full story. So I guess it helps to tell the full story once. I usually tell it in parts, so I don't think there's anything else. Oh my god, yeah. Hashtag CSGO, hashtag hype. Back in 2015. This was wild. This is a time where I was actually nervous to be, because I'd never, this is the first time I ever did like a LAN or something. Hey, there's Will right there. Hashtag hype. Feels like, it feels way longer than 6 years ago. I know it sounds crazy, but